this.
Maddie shows us how to build your dream house.
And Andy discusses why breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
And sports is the start of a new winter season for the Red Hawks.
All that and just that, today on Cedar Springs TV Live. Hi, I'm Curtis Lefferts.
And I'm Michaela Gulliver. So Curtis, I'd like to ask, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's our first live stream. I'm excited. How are you?
I'm doing swell, but I'm kind of getting over wearing these IDs though.
Well, they were implemented for our safety.
But how can one tag keep us safe?
I don't know, but Emily has a segment that informs us all about why IDs are crucial for our students.
Today we're talking about the new ID rule. We've interviewed some students and teachers to see how they feel about the issue.
There's a lot of times that students don't realize this when a staff member encounters you and doesn't know who you are. The ID is simply a way for us to recognize that you actually belong in the building.
I feel as though it is an attempt to make our surroundings as safe as possible for students and staff.
I try to have mine with me every day. I usually keep it either in my car or at school just to make sure I always have it. There are some days where, yes, I forget it. I understand. Sometimes students forget, but I try to wear my ID every single day. If you'll notice, most of the staff members, we all have our IDs on us every day.
Well, I know from a teacher's perspective, sometimes there are things going on in the hallway and I don't know every student here, so having the ability to recognize the student means that people are more accountable, and so they're going to be a little bit better behaved. But I try to wear it regularly. I also have my keys on a lanyard that has my ID from last year on it, so that I always have an ID with me.
Now that we've heard from the teachers, let's hear what the students have to say.
I do believe that the IDs are beneficial to the school's safety, but I do not wear mine. Because then the teachers know that you're a part of the school.
No. Personally, I think that we have had a school with no IDs for quite some time. And I mean, maybe it helps you know who we are, but how hard is it to just wear a red lanyard?
Personally, I don't think that student IDs are beneficial to our safety because they just say your name and you don't use them at all. Like, we don't scan them to get into the school, so they're kind of pointless.
I think I wore it once. No, I've worn it a few times, but sometimes it's really hard to remember, especially when I'm running late. It's not really at the top of my mind. But
I haven't worn my ID since the first week of school that we had them.
Even though some might find this rule pointless, many feel as if it benefits our safety.
Wow, I'm glad we learned something new. I guess you're not the only person against IDs, Michaela. Most people actually don't like the idea of wearing them. Personally, I knew nothing about IDs. But now that Emily's informed us, I now know everything. Thank you for that intriguing story, Emily. But you know what's even more intriguing than that? Building your dream home. I don't know about you, but I've always wanted to build a home, and I'm so glad that Maddie has a tutorial to help me achieve my dreams. And now, here's Maddie.
I should record this moment.
Define rolling pin.
One of those things that has the two handles, and then... He said, define rolling pin. We need space. Can I just flop this on your counter, like? Drum roll. Oh! One crumb. Oh, nards. Bitch syndrome. Did you say odd nards? Yeah. I hate you. Walking in an alley looking at it.
For what? Hi. I guess dream houses are cool.
Yeah, I like houses. They're pretty neat. You know, a lot of people live in houses. If you don't, that's not good. But maybe it is good. Like, whatever you want. So yeah, how do you feel about houses?
They're pretty cool, you know, get a roof over your head, you know, don't get rained on or snowed on.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Shelter and stuff.
I wonder who invented a house. Who was the first person to make a house?
You know, houses, they're really like showing up. Like, you see a lot of them. So yeah.
Yeah, breakfast now. Go.
Okay, well, houses. I mean, what we saw, it was like kind of good. I didn't really see a lot, but it looked like she was baking stuff. So it kind of made me hungry though, and I wish I didn't skip breakfast, because like it's pretty important, I guess, and Andy's gonna show us why it's the most important meal of the day. So over to you, Andy.
Welcome to CedarSpringsTV Sports. I'm Ariana Rao.
And I'm Aubrey French. Fall sports have come to a close while unfortunately our football team lost their last game against Muskegon and ended with a record of 10-2 and a district championship, along with a great cross-country season with our boys taking 7th in state.
Now our winter sports are kicking off and we're looking to another outstanding year. Knowing our competitive cheer team ended at regionals last winter, we hope they could pick up where we left off and bring home the hardware this season.
Girls basketball is starting off strong with the motto #BattleReady, and the boys looking towards victory this year.
Now let's go to Ryan Smith for some more sports details.
Thanks, Ari. I'm Ryan Smith with CSTV Sports, coming to you with a preview of Cedar Springs winter sports. And today I'm going to sit down with a select few people associated with our winter sports program about their goals and backgrounds of the respective sports.
This season I'd like to be a better player and a better team as a whole. This year I'm looking forward to the new coach that we have, and hopefully we can have a better season. The thing I like best about basketball is because it's a fast-paced sport. Like, anyone can score and one team can be up by 1, but as soon as the other team scores, then they're up. I bring like a lot of energy, and because it's like really fast, then we can hopefully score like very quickly and catch the other team off guard.
Our goals this season are to go to state finals and to be conference champions. This season, I'm looking forward to working with my teammates to be the best that we can and to accomplish those goals. I feel like I bring the ability to be positive all the time to my team, and to spread that to my teammates, I just laugh and have fun and give them tips that won't make them mad.
Now I will sit down with Coach Washington, the Cedar Springs freshman girls basketball coach, about his goals and background of his coaching.
Well, the way that I plan on improving as a coach as this season starts is, one, getting to know my girls. Spent time this summer learning about them at summer camp, as well as getting to know them in the school building. Working in the building has a great benefit from that perspective. The other thing for me to improve as a coach is I do summer camps as well. So I do coaching clinics. So I did 3 coaching clinics this summer. But overall, I'm always trying to improve. Coaching is really what I'm most passionate about, is developing people, developing young athletes, not just with basketball, but also with track. I have so much fun working with athletes. It is something that I'm passionate about, and it is something that I'm thrilled to be able to do here at Cedar. The person that impacted me the most in the coaching is easy. That's my high school basketball coach, Paul Jones. That man had such a dramatic effect on my game, pushing me to levels that I didn't think I could get to. It's just amazing. I have nothing but great things to say about him. You'll hear me use isms, phrases that he used that kids crack up about. I cracked me up when he said them to me, and he is the single person that had the greatest impact on my wanting to coach.
It looks like the winter sports athletes and coaches are ready for the upcoming season. After having a very successful fall season with fan support, go out and continue that support for our winter sports programs. Now back to Ari and Aubrey with more sports news.
Thank you, Ryan, and don't forget to go support your Red Hawk Wrestling team with returning senior state champ Ryan Ringler and the senior state qualifiers Aaron Smith, Lucas Pitton, and Anthony Brew.
Also go and cheer on our bowling and hockey team. Go and show some Red Hawk pride this 2018-19 winter sports season by dressing up in spirit wear. And don't forget to go and support your fellow Red Hawk athletes.
Now back to you, Curtis and Michaela.
Thank you, Aubrey and Ari. That was interesting. But you know what's even more interesting than sports? Building your dream house. So we're going to go back to that.
This is honestly, it's just going to be us like having a meltdown.
It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. If the way is hazy, you gotta do the cooking by the book.
This needs to be warm. It's cold. Step 1, mix your ingredients. Mercer, your job is to make this butter room temperature.
All right.
Don't put it in that foil in the microwave. That would probably be a bad decision.
How long are you?
Butter dropped on
My
Guy Carey having a breakdown.
Technique. It's got to be Grandma's molasses. No, it doesn't have to be. This is not sponsored, but we love Grandma's molasses. But I've never had this. What? 1/4 a cup? Molasses? So you're gonna feel like it's too much molasses, and that when it's too much, that's just you're not even barely there. Have your assistant grab you a spatula from their kitchen.
There we go.
Grandma. Now we mix.
We are cooking now.
You put it in Mercer's fridge. Specifically, you can only make it if it's in Mercer's fridge. Once the dough is firm, I'm just making it into a ball. It's honestly a personal preference on what shape. Now roll out the dough. You know, a lot of times with most recipes you have to use flour so it doesn't stick, but this bad boy, who needs that with gingerbread? It's all about passion.
You guys want pizza?
Guys, we picked a mini gingerbread house recipe. Look at that's how big it would be. Like, oh my god, this is not gonna work. I'm just gonna wing it. Mercer, what do you have to say about this?
I don't know.
We have to figure something out. After you get it out of the oven, you can assemble it, and then comes the best part. Decorating. Get your best pals and go for it. Chandler, you're running my show.
Here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeers pulling on the reins. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright. So hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
You're right, Curtis, that was intriguing. I love houses because they keep you safe and warm and away from all the bad weather. Weather can be really bad sometimes, and houses can really help you with that. But know what else can help you with weather? Weather people. And we actually have one here today to tell us what the weather is. It's pretty crazy. So I'm going to bring it over to Taylor to tell us what our Thanksgiving break is going to look like weather-wise.
Thanks, Michaela. Oh, hey, Cedar Springs. Didn't see you there. I'm Taylor Cherry, coming at you live from Cedar Springs High School. Here for your Thanksgiving break, Monday and Tuesday, we're looking at about mid-30s. Going to be pretty cold, a little bit of sunshine and some clouds. For Thanksgiving, it's going to be a little bit colder than that. Then for your Friday, we're looking at about a little bit more sunshine and then some rain for your weekend. So make sure you're paying attention to those roads because, you know, Michigan can be crazy and you don't really know what's going on. So like Michaela said, if you don't have a house, you might want to get one because it's going to be pretty cold this break. Back to you, Michaela and Curtis.
Thank you, Taylor, and really looking forward to going to my house. Maybe if you're going outside, you're going to have to break out the good old jacket.
You are right, Curtis. As usual.
Yes.
Can your brain get any bigger?
I have no idea. I think it might be too big already. I don't think my head has any more room for brain. And
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It could be like that sometimes.
I mean, like, your skulls are kind of like your brain's house, you know? And like...
Yeah.
So like, if you like think about like stuff, like breakfast, you might think about breakfast. And like, breakfast is good for your brain and your body. And that's why it's the most important meal of the day. So let's say that Andy can help us with.
As kids, our parents had us eat a full breakfast, but do we continue to do this today? In recent years, scientists have been included in studies proving the old phrase, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Knowing that it is common for most high school students to skip breakfast, we decided to find the source of this issue. Many students, including Wyatt Knopf and Jeremy Capioni, understand some of these effects breakfast can have on a high school student. When asked, they showed similar results, including:
I think when you get up and you don't eat breakfast, you don't really have as much energy. I think so if you don't eat that, it's going to mess up your day, possibly affect your grades or whatever work.
What makes some breakfast the most important meal of the day, I think, is just kind of gives you the energy to keep going in the day and what you need to do to get done.
These answers exhibit that high schoolers do understand the benefits of eating breakfast. However, when we dug deeper into the main issue of actually indulging in breakfast or not, we were shocked to find that both students still did not eat it.
I would say I'm a cheater. I don't really eat every day because I don't really have that much time, honestly. So I just feel it's more important to get to school on time than be late to eat breakfast.
You know, I usually wake up and I kind of feel sick to my stomach, so it's just not something I usually do. I usually feel fine and energized anyway.
Without any answers yet, we decided to go to the source of a person's values, their childhood.
Breakfast policy in my home when I was growing up was usually being forced to eat breakfast, but now it's kind of up to me and I don't really eat.
When I was younger, they wanted me to eat it every day, but then when I started driving to school, I kind of stopped because I just wanted to get here on time, and sometimes you're just not up early enough, so you just have to get to school, and that's more important than eating breakfast to me.
In the end, through our research, we were not able to pinpoint the exact reason for the decline in student participation when it comes to eating breakfast. However, we were able to find that education on the topic is not the issue, and that we may never find out why high schoolers begin to lose interest in the most important meal of the day.
Thank you, Andy, for that information on the most important meal of the day. That information really enlightened me and is really making me rethink my life choices right about now. Maybe I should just rethink everything about me. But there's no time for that because all things must come to an end, and it looks like that's all the time we have for right now. So remember, I'm Curtis.
And I'm Michaela.
And this has been Cedar Springs TV Live.